Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Gregory Wright Show. It's always a delight to have you back. Hey, this video is about Clay Higgins, congressman that works on Capitol Hill, dropping a bomb on former Social Security Administrative Chief Martin O'Malley, who, by the way, was the former governor of Maryland. I had to look that up. Former governor of Maryland, right? So before Martin O'Malley left the Social Security Administration, he made a deal with the American Federation of Government Employees Union for 42,000 federal employees to telework from 2025 to 2029, thinking that he was going to tie the hands of the upcoming Trump administration. But look, they're going to figure out how to circumvent this and defeat this. All federal employees, absence, anomalies here and there, will be physically returning to work in DC or whatever the locale has them assigned. We are going to figure this out, but without any further ado, we're going to get into it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, one of the benefits of having other committee obligations and arriving at oversight committee behind my colleagues is that I get to listen to all the testimony. Mr. Chairman, this is Social Security for 1 hour, 28 minutes, 25 seconds.
So Mr. Higgins, who's a congressman working on Capitol Hill, is in front of the former Social Security Administration chief that got into a deal with a union to allow 42,000 Social Security Administration workers to work from home, but the current services that they are providing right now is ineffective. And this congressman called the 1-800 number that most senior citizens that are authorized to receive Social Security checks or whatever, if they had a question on anything regarding their monthly payments. He was on hold for an hour and a half. So how can the Social Security Administration justify their employees to work from home with this mess?
Phone number 800-772-1213. It's a number for Social Security. This is what our elders have to listen to. These are our elders, my man.
Yes, sir.
The reason they're calling, when I have a question for you, I'll ask it. That's the way this works. The reason our elders call for help is because they need help. Not because they want to listen to elevator music. They want to talk to a human being. The first 5 minutes of this on hold for an hour and a half, Mr. Chairman, was instructions to get to various websites, which our elders have difficulty doing. I have difficulty doing it. Our elders frequently confused and alone, scared. They don't have like laptops and apps and things. They have a telephone. They want to talk to a human being. But wait, they have a local Social Security office they could go to, right? That's a historical model. No. I'll give you Exhibit B. This is from your website, or was, before you ran for DNC and retired in November after negotiating this deal that you think ties the hands of the incoming executive. We're going to defeat that in Article 3. I'll go and get into that in a minute. But from the website, says, listen to this, America. Pay attention to what's happening to our elders. If you need in-person help, you must first make an appointment. Now you make the appointment on the telephone. You know who answers the phone? Nobody. This is a greatly efficient Social Security Administration. All of our offices, we struggle and work so hard to care for our elders, and the number one complaint is that they can't get any answers or even anybody on the phone at Social Security. So I want you to know, Governor O'Malley, that I completely support your run for DNC chair. You have a certain air of elitist superiority that perfectly reflects your party, and I completely support your run. I hope you get it. Earlier in your testimony, you stated that the contract you signed that presumes to commit the executive branch and the federal government through 2029 to a union agreement. In fact, they hail it in CNN as Social Security Union secures telework deal. And it said the deal will secure telework for SSA employees through 2029. That's a union guy to CNN. You said it doesn't tie the hands of the incoming administration. I happen to agree with you, Governor, but that's because the founders were wise enough to divide the powers of our government. And we're going to defeat the contract you signed in Article 3. Watch us do it. But in the terms of the contract, it states, in the language in Article 41, Section 3, strikes the words that the commissioner will determine the number of scheduled telework days, if any, eligible positions, and percentages of employees permitted to telework, and replaces it with the commissioner will adhere to the current number of telework days, eligible positions, and percentages of employees permitted to work telework as of the date of this agreement until October 25th, 2029. But by some measure, you say, yeah, that doesn't tie the hands of the incoming administration. That was your testimony about an hour and a half ago before I got on hold with Social Security. That never answered. So let me just say, man to man, brother, I respect you. You're standing your ground. You're here today on the fire. You know it. And I appreciate that. So man to man, you and I could probably get along pretty good. But it's a mischaracterization of our position, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Ranking Member, to say that we have that Republican conservatives and fiscal hawks like me have a problem with the federal employees. We have a problem with federal employees failing to perform.
Hey, be sure to smash the like button if you're enjoying this content.
And we associate the failure to perform with realities that we face. You want to talk to us in person, get an appointment. You want to get an appointment, make a phone call, we don't answer the phone. That failure to perform is the issue, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Ranking Member. That's our issue with the federal government employees. And we associate it with not showing up for work through telework. So let me say that those federal employees that do not show up for work, they're going to get fired.
Mr. Chairman, I would
How you?
Hey, I gotta tell you that is definitely spot on. I made a video probably like last month or maybe in November about a congresswoman had a report that 6% of the federal workforce shows up to work in person Monday through Friday over the last year in 2024. And that is clearly unacceptable. The COVID-19 pandemic has ended so long ago, and so goes all the regulations and the guidelines surrounding COVID-19. Look, if the COVID-19 pandemic ended years ago, I want to put 2 years on it, or going on 2 years. So does, or so goes, all the COVID-19 pandemic infrastructure or apparatus or logic that only 6% of federal government workers in the United States are showing up to work in person. No, we ain't changed that. We ain't wearing masks no more. There's no more COVID-19 vaccine mandates. Things are basically back to normal, but there's a lot of people that don't want things to get back to normal because they've gotten lazy. They've gotten used to the flexibility of working from home. And look, trust me, I get it. But my thing is that if you're a federal employee, you got two choices. Either show up in person to work, or resign or get fired, right? And that sounds like three choices, but resign and get fired are kind of like packaged up, because they'll give you a choice. Hey, either resign or I'll fire you, right? So look, I have an elderly mom. She's receiving Social Security, and she's an old school person. She doesn't have all these apps. She doesn't have a laptop laying around. Now, she has a tablet. She has grandkids to teach her to use a tablet. But grandkids and other relatives that are younger are not always going to be around during the time when she's pondering these questions. So apps and things like that are good for people who are 45 years or younger. I mean, I happen to be 49 years old, and I understand apps and things like that. But on the average elderly American does not have the type of family support to teach them how to use that app, to teach them how to use it efficiently, effectively. And so, like my 87-year-old mom, she is going to pick up the phone and she's going to call old school to speak to a person, and to be left on hold listening to elevator music for an hour and a half is totally unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. So look, if you like this daggone video, smash the like button. If you have an elderly relative, please share it with them, and in the hopes that they will kind of get the gist of what I'm trying to bring to them. And we need to demand more from the government, because they work for us. We don't work for them. Our taxpayer dollars is used to fund their agency, their salaries, and everything else. So, hey, if you like it, smash the like button. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.